I'm Taylor Cat, welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Cabin Fever. The last time we were left with the choice of should we press her for more info or should we leave it? Because, you know, she's been through some stuff. Anyways, kind of where we left off. Alright, let's continue. I stared at her, totally perplexed. Why the secrecy? Should I press for more? Try to insist on some answers. Let it go for now. She's had a rough night. I feel like pressing for answers won't get us anywhere. We can find out later. Hopefully she's not gonna like murder us in our sleep. I decided not to push it. It was all too much, and I really needed sleep. My toe was hurting where I'd stubbed it on the broom. Oh, poor us. Meanwhile, she got trapped in a bear trap, and we're like, oh, my toe.
Don't worry about it. You're here now, so just take the opportunity to get some rest.
I skirted around her to grab some blankets. I maintained a wide berth as I dropped them on the couch. I offered her a glass of water, pointed out the bathroom, and asked if she needed anything, all from afar.
This is perfect. Thank you so much for everything. Truly, I'm lucky to have met you.
Yeah, just try not to touch anything, okay?
Well, how can she drink water, go to the bathroom, and lay on the couch without touching anything? I shuffled my feet awkwardly.
Okay, I'm going to bed. Bye.
I hope you have sweet dreams. I'll see you in the morning.
Of course she has to lay like that. As I made my way up the stairs to my bedroom, I glanced back. Mallory was already curled up on the couch, looking quite cozy. I couldn't remember the last time I had anyone in my home, even briefly. I've been so careful for such a long time. I didn't know where she'd been or if she'd been as careful as I was. But when my gaze fell on her bandaged leg, a prick of guilt surged up.
Good night.
You have lots of random books. I have no idea what they say. I finished climbing the stairs and flopped down on my bed. I was so exhausted, emotionally puzzled, and mentally drained. It didn't take long for me to fall deeply asleep. Oh, what's this? Achievement unlocked, a perfect stranger. Germination? I don't know how I feel about this chapter's name. Well, we have a rooster. I suppose if we had other chickens, it wouldn't be so weird to have a rooster. I woke as usual to the happy sound of a rooster crowing in the garden. The sky was clear and early morning sun was bright and cheery. You'd think a morning like that would put me in a great mood, but nope. All night my dreams have revolved around strange bugs infesting the cabin, hordes of them squirming inside through every crack. I must have been tense all night because my neck had a painful kink in it. I'd definitely woken up on that proverbial wrong side of the bed. I suppose I'd forgotten about my house guest, or at least I hadn't remembered to think about her yet. I was busy making a list in my head of the work I needed to get done today. That's when the smoke alarm started shrieking. Oh goodness, what did Mallory do? I bolted. It looks pretty clean to me. I bolted upright in bed. There's someone in my house, and I'd let her in. And yep, I could definitely smell something burning. I rushed to put on some real daytime clothes and barreled downstairs. Mallory stood in the kitchen looking mortified. A little smoke hung in the air, but I didn't see any flames. Phew. Grabbing a chair, I jumped up to silence the smoke alarm.
Thank you. I'm really so sorry. I tried wafting a dish towel at it, but the alarm just wouldn't stop. I didn't wake you, did I? Oh.
I mean, how could that not wake somebody up? I wasn't really listening to her. I was too busy creating space between us and also looking for a source of smoke. There it was. A pan with charred black mess sitting in it. I don't know what she'd burned, but she'd really burned it.
What is that?
Oh, I thought I'd make you breakfast as a thank you. My mom used to have the best recipe for potato pancakes that would always fuel me for the day.
Latkes?
But these... well, I'm not totally sure what happened. I never used a stove like yours before, so this batch got a little... overdone. Maybe I can scrape off the burnt part.
What kind of stove do we have? Is it like a gas stove? It doesn't look like a gas stove. What kind of stove has she used? Our stove looks pretty basic.
You know what? Forget I said that. It's all burnt part. I'll just clean up my mess and then I'll make you a new batch. And I will definitely be more careful this time.
Yeah, if it's that burnt, how does that you just have to straight up leave it there and go somewhere else.
Hang on, did you say potato pancakes?
Yeah, what's wrong with potato pancakes?
They're the best. It's too bad this first batch didn't turn out because I spent all morning digging up the potatoes, washing them, peeling them. They were so tiny it took extra long. And I was worried you'd wake up before I could finish.
Did she just take all of our not completely grown potatoes before they were ready to cook food and then she burned it?
Luckily, I've got some other treats on the go as well, so you're not going to starve. Just let me turn on the toaster real quick.
Well, we might starve now. She turned, reaching for the toaster handle, but the microwave was running and the kettle was boiling and...
Wait, stop!
Please don't do it. Ugh. Too late. She overloaded the solar panel's inverter, and just like that, the kettle, microwave, toaster, and kitchen lights all shut off.
Why did you do that?
Yes, why? Mallory, having plated the overdone pancakes for some reason, dropped the plate and alarm. Of course, Mallory. It smashed, slinging shards of itself across the floor. The blackened pancakes bounced like rocks. Sad potato rocks.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make you some breakfast. I didn't mean to cause so much trouble. I'll clean this up.
I sighed in frustration. All I had wanted was to make coffee and sit down at my computer just like every other morning. I couldn't do that now because I had to get the power sorted and check to make sure she hadn't completely destroyed my precious garden.
Are you angry with me?
Yes. Yes, we're angry with you because you lack common sense. How was I supposed to answer that? They actually gave me an option. Say yes. This is outrageous and unfair. It's not really that big of a deal. Yes. If I'm going to say no, it's not really that big of a deal. I was definitely upset. I definitely didn't like this situation. It wasn't like she'd intentionally ruined my potatoes. She'd only been so audacious as to dig them up without permission, long before they were ready, even after I specifically told her not to touch anything. I looked away.
I'm just not a breakfast person.
I'm really sorry. I just wanted to do something nice as a thank you for letting me stay here. I promise I'll fix everything and then I'll just get ready to leave.
You can't fix everything if you dug up all the potatoes. Because you just have to grow new potatoes. Nobody has time for that.
Sure, whatever.
Rest in peace, potatoes. I turned away and went to haul my work gloves and my boots.
I'll be out in the yard for a while.
Is she crying? What is this? Do we have a thing for owls? And this looks like Snorlax. I see we like board games. Oh, we have a fish. I shall name you Nemo. Are we like in Montana or something? I went out, and as I pulled the back door shut behind me, I heard a soft sound from the kitchen, like a heavy sigh or a stifled sob. Wait, was she crying?
What did I get myself into? For real, I can't believe...
I continue muttering grumpily to myself as I strode out into the garden. Then I took a deep breath of fresh cold air. It had an autumn bite to it, but the sun was warm. I felt instantly calmer.
Oh well, she'll be gone soon anyway.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. I took my time that morning dealing with the power issue and making the usual rounds. Happy hens? Check. Busy beehive? Check. I did a rough count of the firewood in my shed, then made my way back around to the front of the cabin. Oh, I stopped when I saw the bloody animal trap where Mallory had gotten hurt the night before.
Damn, that had to have been painful.
Yeah, but she took it like a champ though. I felt pretty bad. The traps were only supposed to be wards, something to keep my bubble a little safer from dangerous wildlife. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. I looked at the trap, wondering if I should rethink my setup. My question is, if we move it, is there going to be a wild beast that comes along and then eats us? Or if we keep it there, if we ourselves wander around and then it gets us? I feel like it's way more likely that we'll wander onto it and then we'll get hurt. Like, she'll go missing in the night and then we have to be like, Mallory, no, come back. And then we run after her, and then because it's there, we step in it and then like we die or something. Yeah, so we'll move it. I decided to move my trap and set it up further away from the house, closer to the woods. Okay, so we're not getting rid of it completely.
Maybe next time I'll catch something less likely to ruin my day.
Like what?
Okay, that was a bit harsh. She didn't mean to ruin my day. A rabbit would be good, though.
I ignored the sudden craving for rabbit stew, and having finished with the trap, wandered down into the garden. Right away, I could see where Mallory had dug up breakfast. I surveyed the overturned earth with a heavy heart, noticing a handful of small potatoes uprooted and abandoned. Where is this? Where is this section that he's referred to? Is it... These are, what, carrots? Where are the potatoes? I don't see them. Perhaps they are over here and we just cannot see. Well, I could always plant something new here. It was the right time of year for garlic. Not really the same as potatoes, so is it? The sun had already climbed high into the sky and I was feeling almost warm enough to peel off my sweater. I figured I should probably go inside, maybe eat something, check in on poor Mallory, and get to work on my computer. Oh, it's shiny now? Oh no, are we gonna freak out because she cleaned? Is she gonna put stuff where we won't know where it is? I hate when people do that. Right away, as I went inside and kicked off my boots, something didn't feel right. It took a moment to realize. The mess was gone. There were no brooms on the floor, no garbage bags waiting to go out, no scattered crumbs or dusty bunny cities. Everything looked so clean. It literally sparkled. But how? And why? Had Mallory done all this just to make up for the little breakfast fiasco?
Whoa, this is really nice. Like, really, really nice.
Oh, he is pleased. As I looked around at all she had done, I started to feel a bit of an ass. I figured I should apologize. But where was she? She hadn't left already, had she? Then I heard something coming from the bathroom, the sound of splashing water and a small voice humming in a happy tune. My heart sank.
She couldn't. She wouldn't.
Oh no. What is it now? Did we not have enough water for her to be taking a bath? Oh no, he didn't. Without thinking, I threw open the bathroom door. We are idiots. We stared at each other, both of us shocked at my intrusion. Then my brain kicked back into gear, and I tore my gaze away from her. But it was too late. I'd seen everything, including a tub full of water.
What are you doing?
Taking a bath, it seems like.
I was just taking a bath.
Yeah, just as I said. I pointed in the direction of the bathtub, keeping my eyes fixated on the doorframe.
That's my water supply!
It is his water supply. Oh great, are we going to, like, die of dehydration now?
It's still warm if you want to use it.
That's not the point, Mallory. He means he only has a specific amount of fresh water that he can use. And you just used it all to bathe in. Whether it's hot or not does not matter. Freaking. Oh my goodness. I really want to like her. But she just kind of makes me want to face palm. You know, it's the beginning. Maybe she gets better. What? Did she not get it?
That's my water supply! My fresh water! My drinking water! My everything water! What were you thinking? Why did you use so much?
To be fair, we didn't tell her to not use water, but we also did say don't touch anything. So maybe that goes along within the frames of don't touch anything. Should we have told her that we were pissed off at her earlier and this wouldn't have happened? Panic was really setting in now. What if she'd run the cistern dry? I'd have almost nothing until the next rainfall, and who knew when that would be.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I really didn't know.
I'd never run out of water before, but that was because I'd always been so careful. This could be the very day I had so deeply feared would come.
How do you survive this way?
I assume she still lives in the city.
It's like you're constantly wasting things!
She probably lives in the city.
Is this why you were out in the rain last night? Did your bubble decide to kick you out because you don't know how to think before you act?
Harsh. Then again, I just say I kind of don't like her yet. Her mouth popped open. I immediately felt bad for shouting. Damn, I really was in a bad mood today.
Just finish up in here. And don't drain that water, okay? I'll repurpose it for laundry or something.
I didn't want to acknowledge my own anger or the tears that had sprung into her eyes at what I'd said. In any case, I needed to check in the rain barrels, like right that second. I turned my back on her and walked away. For the rest of the afternoon, I sat at my computer waiting for Mallory to leave. I just couldn't stop thinking about her. And by that, I mean I couldn't stop thinking about how naive, careless, and wasteful she was. Nothing to do with her shimmery eyes or how sweet she seemed to be even when everything else was horrible. Nope. The good news was I checked the rain barrels, and the situation wasn't as dire as I feared. As long as it rained again sometime in the next few weeks, we'd be okay. We'd. We, not me or I, but we'd. Still, I sat at my computer for a long time, entirely unable to focus on my work. When Mallory finally reappeared, she was holding a cardboard box of my old clothes. For some reason, she was still only wearing a bath towel. That made me feel all sorts of uncomfortable feelings, and I tried extra hard to keep my eyes on my computer screen. I pretended to type. I noticed the box had more clothing in it than before. I even saw some of my favorites peeking out. Ask her what she's up to. Haven't you had enough confrontation for one day? I feel this is a dick response. As ditzy and as careless as she is, she does not warrant this type of response. It's not like she's intentionally trying to screw us over. She's just dumb and naive. So I'll ask her what she's up to. I cleared my throat loudly, and Mallory looked at me.
What are you doing with those clothes?
Oh, I was just going to go through them and sort out what's good to wear. I hope that's okay.
Huh, that didn't sound too worrisome. Maybe she was finally getting ready to go.
Right. You're welcome to take anything that doesn't fit me anymore. I'm sure you could use some warmer things to wear out there on your travels.
Very subtle way of hinting to say, leave my bubble, go back to your own bubble. This is our bubble, not your bubble. Leave. I turned quickly back to my computer, hoping I hadn't hurt her feelings with my not-so-subtle reminder that I didn't want her here. Why do you care about her feelings? Asked my brain. You already told her she's not welcome. She'll be gone soon either way. I hyper-focused on my screen, and in another couple hours I still had nothing done. Suddenly it was dark out and I was starving. And Mallory still hadn't left. In fact, she was in the kitchen, and there were nice savory smells wafting my way. I logged off and shut down my computer quickly but casually, making my way over to her. I found her tending to 3 separate pots on the stove, all of them simmering and steaming pleasantly. How dare she? Nothing was burning this time either, which made me feel annoying feelings like impressed and kind of excited to eat that. Curse those annoying feelings. Mallory noticed me standing there and smiled way too brightly.
Oh, good, you're finished working. That's perfect because supper is ready.
Why are you still in the towel? You were looking through clothes. You could have changed into those. She started dishing out the oddly fancy-looking meal onto 2 large plates.
What is all this?
It's all made from freeze-dried proteins and grains I found in the pantry, and some spices, which by the way make all the difference when it comes to flavoring a dish.
Wait, isn't that stuff you should be using during like the winter?
Oh, and I only used things that were already open, so I hope I didn't overstep again. I can tell you work really hard, and I know I made a mess of things, and I just really wanted to make it up to you.
Okay, she's getting better.
I'm determined to have a net positive impact here.
That might take a while. She thought I'd been nice? I was suddenly very concerned about how low the bar was for her. I also couldn't help but feeling a little charmed by her determination. I wanted to let her know that I did actually appreciate her efforts.
Well, this does look incredible. And by the smell of it, I'm pretty sure I'll be licking these plates clean. You did wash your hands before you started, right?
Hopefully she says yes.
Yes, silly. And I still don't have any symptoms of any sicknesses either. So come on, let's eat. I want you to enjoy it while it's hot.
There is something so endearing in the simplicity of her delight. I smiled as I took my plate and sat down at the far end of the table away from her. We ate in silence. The food really was delicious. I wouldn't have guessed she'd had it in her, not based on that morning. I wonder if I should try getting some answers out of her now. I thought and cleared my throat.
How's your leg feeling?
It's not too bad.
My question would be like, why are you wearing a towel?
I should probably take a look at it after supper. Clean it up and put a fresh bandage on it. And then, I suppose we should talk about getting you home?
Right. Home.
I mean, I don't know if you have a family or a group or whatever, or if you're on your own like me, but you don't exactly look like you, live in the forest.
Definitely not.
So where are you headed?
She lifted one shoulder, visibly uncertain.
Surely there must be someone, somewhere.
I'll figure something out.
Hang on, no. I want to make sure you're going to be okay.
They're still not questioning about the fact that she's only wearing a towel.
I thought you just wanted me to leave.
Put your hands back.
Ideally, I'd like to know at least something about your situation. Maybe I could help you.
Oh, so we're showing that we're not a complete jerk. We're like, yes, we want you to leave, but we don't want you to die out there. She looked away.
That's sweet of you, but I'm sorry. I'm just not ready to talk about it.
Yeah, but you kind of should. We're letting you stay in our bubble, and we're letting you eat our food even though you kind of destroyed some of our stuff. We didn't kick you out then. Shouldn't you tell us a little something?
Okay.
We fell quiet once more. Just the awkward scrape of forks on plates to fill the silence. I considered her as she sat across from me, so beautiful. It was as if she were a digital painting.
Can I just ask one more question? Why are you still wearing that towel?
Thank you. I was hoping there wasn't like a mix-up in the sprite and that she was just stuck wearing a towel by accident and, I wasn't just seeing this, but no, it's a real thing. She looked at me blankly. The last few morsels of food balanced on her fork fell back onto her plate. She glanced down at herself, then up again, hands clapping against the side of her face.
What? You mean I've been wearing this the whole time?
Oh my god. How do you not realize this? Don't you feel cold? Or did you not feel hot when you were cooking?
Oh, I can't believe it. How do I forget these things? Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't help but laughing. I felt like I was finally catching on. She was a bit of a space case. That was all. And her mannerisms made it sort of adorable.
I'll be back to clean up as soon as I'm decent.
Her efforts to flee quickly were hampered by her leg. She ended up limping away in search of her clothes, mumbling exasperatedly under her breath. That's when it hit me. I haven't even considered how much pain she must have been in as she cooked and cleaned and tried so hard to pay me back. Pay me back for what, though? I'd only wanted to help, and I hadn't even done a great job of it. And now I was trying to send her away, knowing full well she had nowhere to go. No, I couldn't do that, and now I felt like I had to make things up to her. I tidied up quickly from supper and returned to my computer where I booted up my 3D printer. I didn't use the thing often, but it was there for emergencies, and this seemed urgent enough. I managed to find a design that was close to what I'd imagined, and I set everything up and stood back and watched the printer do its thing. Just then Mallory emerged wearing her dress.
Oh, you already cleaned up.
It looks so much better
Guess
now
that's
that
it
it's
then.
not see-through. She stood beside the table, leaning on it for support. I stood in front of the printer while it worked. I didn't know what to say, so I decided to just let words come out of my mouth.
You should stay. Also, I'm sorry. I've been a total asshat to you.
Some of that asshatness was warranted, though. She looked up at me, nervously clutching the sides of her dress with her tiny hands. Her mouth opened and closed like she didn't know what to say either, so I just kept going.
It was kind of a shock to have you show up here. I haven't had anyone visit, ever, because this has always been my space, my family's space. I guess I felt sort of invaded. But now I realize that's stupid. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't feel right making you leave when you're clearly in a bad spot. I have the means to help you, and there's no reason why I shouldn't. If you want to leave, that's fine, but there's no rush. Cool?
Well, look at us being all cool. Alright, we'll end this episode here. And we'll see what happens next time, what Mallory's response is. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I am TatoCat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.